3 different times, and we have 10 years left. I'm getting gaslighted.
And there's a great, Kelsey sent us a great meme with the guy from Parks and Rec. And it said, so where do I pay the tax to get rid of COVID-19? Or does that just work with climate change? Ron Swanson. Ron Swanson, yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, this is from an editorial in today's Wall Street Journal. Now, just get this. In the name of improving air quality and addressing climate change, the Rose City, I guess Portland is known as the Rose City, is considering penalties that could drive a recycling plant out of business and kill union jobs. Portland, you can't make this up. Portland declared a climate emergency last year, and the city council voted to achieve net zero CO2 emissions by 2050.
There you go.
Let me pause right there.
Check it out.
How much CO2 did you suffer in downtown Portland all summer because you looked the other way on the rioters?
Right.
Net zero CO2 by 2050. To meet this goal that would have no effect on the climate, Portland's Bureau of Planning and Sustainability wants to impose $11 million in annual fees on city businesses. Facilities deemed major stationary sources of air pollution, in other words, an office building, would pay an annual surcharge of up to $40,000. And Portland would also impose a per ton fee on any facility that emits more than 2,500 metric tons of CO2 a year.
So money's just going to make that disappear, huh?
The carbon taxes would fall especially hard on Portland's Owens Brockway glass container plant, which handles all of the state's glass bottle recycling and processes the equivalent of 440,000 beer bottles a day on average. If the city council adopts the proposal, the plant would have to pay an estimated $1.1 million a year, more than any Portland facility except the Evers Steel Mill, according to the newspaper The Willamette Week. The recycling plant pays $1.6 million in income, real estate, and property taxes. United Steelworkers Local 330 represents some of the plant's 115 employees, and President Bob Tackett said he has a lot of concerns about the consequences. These jobs were green jobs before it was popular to be a green job, and they come with high wages and good benefits. So I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around why we're trying to push these jobs away or penalize these jobs. In a letter to the Portland Bureau of Planning and Sustainability, Owens Brockway expressed grave concerns and warned that the taxes could devastate select businesses. Jules Bailey of the Oregon Beverage Recycling Cooperative said if the plant went bust, the state's glass bottles would end up in landfills or be shipped out of state. The contradictions of progressive climate policy are multiplying, but one constant prevails. The costs fall on workers and consumers in return for no benefits for the climate.
Dear God.
Wow.
It's all I've been telling you for 100 years. This has had nothing to do with the environment. This has nothing to do with the environment. This is a money grab.
If the United States, like we've been saying, are committing suicide, Portland is the tip of the knife.
Oh, they're showing us how, aren't they?
They're going to put themselves.
Yeah.
They're going to put themselves out of business before Antifa can do it.
Yeah.
It's a race to put Portland down. Wow.
It's being done everywhere the closer you get to the country's tallest buildings. There's a plan in St. Paul to tax buildings because they have heat. They have the audacity to have heat.
Oh my God.
The audacity.
Yeah. How dare you have a furnace? It's just amazing.
Jesus. Wow. Wow.
They're going to put a recycling business out of business when we are told that we must recycle.
Huh?
Yep. Yep.
So, Such,
yeah,
would it be wrong for me then to dig a hole on the property and then also put into use a giant burning barrel and just take care of all my stuff myself?
Yeah,
might as well. We're on our own for everything, aren't we?
Go
Yeah,
back
pretty
to the
much
way
on
it
our
was
own for everything.
in the 60s and 70s and 80s.
I recycle. I buy the concept.
I know.
I get
I know, and it requires effort up here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have a whole tool chest drawer just devoted to cardboard cutting.
Okay there, Spencer.
This is my cardboard cutting drawer.
Say, I hope you got to Grunhoffers over
Do
the
you line them
weekend.
up? Do you have that?
Yeah.
That material so they don't slide around and they're all like a surgically like a surgeon's table. They're all everything has its spot.
Well, wait a minute. Wasn't that one of your first gigs as a kid?
Yeah, I flew
Weren't you-
cardboard. I was in the cardboard business.
Yeah.
He's in the
I
industry.
worked at Horner Waldorf. I flew cardboard, which means you took giant sheets of hot cardboard as they came off the assembly line, and you lifted them in such a way that the air would get under them, and you could kind of float it behind you to the pallet.
Exciting.
Flying cardboard.
Exciting work.
I
What was
started
that
at
pay
the-
talk like? How was that?
Did that
Started
shit?
pay
very
$15 an hour?
I can't remember.
How'd you do
I bet
it?
it wasn't. I bet it wasn't.
You have any other odd jobs you want to tell us about?
Yeah, I worked at Union Brass and Metal and got my hand caught in a machine. Almost became a faucet.
That was Shorty that helped you out.
Shorty
there, right?
helped me with that one.
Yeah.
I,
Nothing
don't
else?
know. I had a ton of jobs.
Flip some burgers.
And now you're doing ads for Spencer Grundhofer.
Well, I was